Well, Davy, we're here to judge the ride of the year for 2021. We have 6 selections. You picked 3 over jumps. I picked 3 in the flat.
Yeah, look, there were so many rides all through the year that we could have picked for. It was very, very difficult to narrow it down to 3 jump rides. You know, we have some fantastic talent out there and riders. So really looking forward, and hopefully we've picked 3 of the best.
It's a while since I've been on a date as well.
Yeah, my first day night since COVID. So
let's get a look at your first selection. Your first selection, a blue tower ridden by Darragh, winning the Savills Chase at Leopardstown last Christmas.
Walking down to the start, he's in similar colours to the horse in front of him, but he's wearing the first colours. Rachel is after choosing Manila Indo for the same stable. Darragh has taken a conscious decision to go down the inside, cut all the corners. You know, viewing it on the television, the winner's going to come from the first 2. The other 2 are off the bridle. You know, Darragh's around, hit him a slap there now and just wakes up his ideas. But here, you just sense Darragh sees something, he feels something, he's feeling something that we're not really seeing. Talk
us down to last. Young rider, do you go for broke or you just let the horse come to you?
He done a very interesting thing there. He still tucked in behind Ken Boy. He still hasn't pulled him out for the full effort.
Fully committed.
Yeah, now he's going to pull away from Ken Boy. He's going to pull up on the outside and he's going to give everything that he's got to go and try and nab the race on the line. Look, he loses his style a little bit, which is fine, but bang. Fran, Tattersalls Ireland, 2000 Guineas, Max Swiney, Rory, Cleary. Talk us through it and tell us what's so special about this ride.
The thing I loved about this ride is making the most of your opportunities and keeping a cool head under pressure, and that's what Rory Cleary done. Big opportunity for him. He gets to ride a Group 1 winner in a classic on ground that he's going to revel in. He knows that he stays well, but he's got to judge the fractions to a nicety, Davy. On this horse, he finds plenty for pressure, but on a day where conditions are really testing, the temptation for Rory with the big opportunity was maybe to go too fast. He didn't. He just built it into good, solid building gallop and rode his horse to the best of his strengths. At this point his rivals are queuing up behind him, but you got to remember the conditions are really testing. He's joined, possibly headed by his stable companion. Rory gets a good rhythm into him, a couple of backhanders with his left hand, changes hands, gets him rolling up the middle of the track, keeps him balanced, keeps him running forward, straight and true. And on a day when you've only got one shot of winning a big race, and even the last 50 yards when he jinks slightly to his right, he puts the whip down, straightens him, all very poised and composed. And Davy, your second pick is Hugh Morgan, riding young Dev on a quiet day in Navan.
Here we are, Navan, 3 miles, heavy ground, jump off, first fence downhill. So we've 2 greys in the race. We're going to concentrate on the guy with the yellow sleeves, green hat, red jacket, second last in the picture, number 8. Keep your eye, focus on him at this first fence and just see what happens.
And this is Hugh Morgan.
So it just jumps out of Hugh's hand, still nothing too dramatic. Hugh obviously now is in a spot of bother. He's after losing his right iron, but the key point to that is Hugh tried to get his right iron back, couldn't get his foot in. He then had a decision to make. Do I take out my left foot and ride him as he is? He's then thinking, am I going to continue? Am I going to keep going in the race? And makes a slight mistake at the 3rd fence. There's a horse on his inside, there's a horse on his outside, so he can't pull up, he can't pull him out. So he's guided by the horses around him. And now he's actually after getting into a lovely rhythm. He's like a guy out hunting.
And I must admit, I was at home on the couch looking at this race on this occasion. About this point I was saying, Hugh, you've done well now, probably just time to, you know, call it a day.
Yeah, so like you're making a decision here, where do the heroics, you know, he's going to get loads of plaudits for what he's done, but you know, pull him up. It's you know, you've done fantastic.
But now he's got to ride some sort of a finish.
That's right. Yeah, so it's down to the second last. You know, the horses around him are getting tired. He's still, you know, the one to catch is in front of him. We lost one on the inside. Again, Hugh could have switched to the outside, but he chose to come in between his 2 rivals. Horse is getting a little bit of momentum up now. You need to jump the last and keep the momentum going up against the hill. The horse pricks his ears. He's keeping the momentum going all the way down to the last. Up you go, over, and away with him, and the roaring and cheering everybody was doing at home watching this race was fantastic. I remember watching it laughing, and you know, he really shone on that day.
He did, and to win under the circumstances, it's just one of them once in a lifetime kind of things.
You know, you can't reenact them situations. So Fran, we're back at the Curragh, Tattersalls Gold Cup, Helvic Dream, Colin, Keane.
It was very hard to whittle him down, Davy. He rode 141 winners in the season on the grass. So many good rides. For me, this ride in Helvic Dream is the one that stands out over them all. Helvic Dream had taken on the favourite going into the stalls here now, Broome, the previous 3 times leading up to this race, and Broome had beaten him every time. Every time that Colin rode Helvic Dream, he managed to get him one day, but Broome is a lazy horse and you cannot attack him too soon because you're only helping him. And in this race, Colin knew he'd one go at Broome and he timed it to perfection.
He's on his tail.
Yeah.
He slipstreamed him. He could have went his inside. He decided to switch and come on his outside.
Switch, and he doesn't move or go to commit until inside the furlong pole. Now it gets gritty because Broome loves a battle. He loves eyeballing a horse. As you can see, Broome is sticking his head out. Colin has to go for broke, throw everything at him. He's changing his hands. He's trying everything to just get the last bit out of him, and he did just about. And Davy, your third and final selection, of course, comes in the Boyle Sports Irish Grand National. Even at 3.5 miles, 3 miles 5, the start is key.
Ricky, he has his tactics set out. He's going to make the run. Now we must remember it's the longest race, one of the longest races on the calendar. So you would imagine that going, he's fastest in the race now, down to the first, very important, needs to jump to first. Couple of them tip up. Even Ricky's horse gave a little bit of a nod. But he's got out the gate so quick that he now has the horse comfortable on the bridle, down the middle of the fence. He's not arguing with anybody else or fighting anybody else for a position down the inside. Ricky's got out, and now he's going to set the tone of the race from here on in. He wasn't brilliant over the last 3 fences, but the key to him was Ricky didn't panic, and he was really quick, really quick. He's just good at that one. Down to the second last, he got back up on his irons again, didn't just go for everything that far out. It's a bit deceiving in fairness. The ground rises away from you, and here just gets in little close, but again, Ricky, horse is really quick, didn't stand off, but gets away really quick and gets away from Jack Kennedy's mount, Run Wild Fred. The favourite is coming with his challenge on the outside, down to the last. Now Ricky needs a good one, it's not there. Just really again lets his horse be quick from takeoff to landing, and now he has got to throw the kitchen sink at him all the way to the line to win the Grand National. It's a fantastic race to win. So Fran, a fitting end, romantic proposal on a romantic date here in the cinema. Chris Hayes, Darragh Flying 5 at the Curragh. So Fran, what stall are we looking at here?
She's going to come out of stall 13. Normally good draw in the Curragh, but Chris has a big problem here, Davy. All the pace is drawn in the middle. Stall 8 and stall 5 are the pace, as is Sylvester de Souza and Winter Parrow, stall 4. So Chris Hayes...
When did you make the decision to get over to them, Fran?
You got to get out of the gates initially, and then you got to find your stride. But there's a key point here now. Chris Hayes goes right to get on the back of Glass Slippers, to get on the speed and get the cover, and that was the winning and losing of the race for me.
But is it not always an advantage to come up the stand side in the Curragh?
It is, if you can go from the front. If you're looking for cover, you got to follow the speed. He knows Glass Slippers there in shot is a long time front runner, Dragon Symbol, top sprinter, and the filly to the left in the blue and white colours. They're going to bring you as far as you want.
So his options here, you're running through his head, go left or right, stay where you are. What happened?
He just elects to sit. He's going to take a chance that things are going to open up late, and if it happens, it happens. And it did happen. It opened up at that point. Chris burst through. She's got one run in her, this filly, and he just times it to perfection. If he committed earlier, he wouldn't have won.
So Fran, we've seen 6 fantastic rides. Where can everybody go to pick the winner?
Well, it's been a good evening, Davy. Nice date with you, but for the people at home, go to HRI.ie where you can vote for the ride of the year. Some fantastic efforts there. The winner will be announced at the HRI Awards.
Now go pick a winner.